is up, you guys? This is MiniSuperHeroes Today.
Hey guys, today I wanted to take a look back at the LEGO Infinity War set 76108 Sanctum Sanctorum Showdown from 2018. Now, I honestly believe this is one of the best LEGO Marvel sets to date, especially for the price point, but the last time I reviewed this was when it came out, and to be honest, I was just getting started on YouTube, and I kind of wanted to give it an updated perspective as I've gotten a little bit better on camera over the last 4 years, and I just feel like this set deserves to be, highlighted one more time. So with that being said, let's take a closer look at this great set. Now, as I mentioned, it retailed for $100 back in 2018 and was on shelves until December of 2019. It came with 5 minifigures, 4 of which were exclusive, and that's pretty amazing. It's made up of 1,004 pieces, and if you want to get this set now, it's going for the $160 to $200 range as of this video, so it is definitely one I wish I would have bought a whole bunch of, because it's skyrocketed in price. But anyways, let's take a closer look at all the details here. So I wanted to start off talking about the instruction booklet. Of course, there's some cool advertisements for the other sets, but just a reminder that back then they made you buy every single set if you wanted to complete the entire gauntlet. It was definitely an expensive time to be a LEGO Marvel fan, but I guess over the years, not much has changed. The set came with these cool little blast effects for your figures, which do look great. These are not all of them from the set. I think I'm missing 1 or 2, but I just didn't feel like digging out every little one. I just kind of wanted to show you what you would have got. For our minifigures, let's start with the non-exclusive one, and that is Iron Man in his Infinity War armor. It's still a really nice figure, don't get me wrong, but he did come in a couple different sets and has come in a couple different sets, so he's probably the least desirable figure in this set. Just because he's relatively common. Next, we have the Ebony Maw, a really cool figure who is exclusive to this set. I always like the hairs on the back of his head. It's just kind of a great little detail there. It's a really cool figure, but he was only in this movie, and I'll be curious to see what his value is like over the years, if it goes up or not. Still a cool figure to include here, though, because, of course, one of his more iconic scenes is right outside the Sanctum. I always love when LEGO gives us an exclusive big fig, and Call Obsidian is no exception. He's a really cool looking figure. I felt like his character was kind of forgettable in the film, but, if you want to get all of Thanos' children, it's definitely a very cool figure. Love the tone of the skin and the arms there. Of course, both wrists turn, he moves with the shoulders, and that's about it for posability, but it's still a very cool figure. We also get a Doctor Strange minifig here. Now, this one is exclusive for a few reasons. His cape is 2 pieces, so you've got the cloak piece up top here, and then a standard red spongy cape down below, which I don't like. I much prefer the papery capes like we saw in the collectible minifigure series or on the very first Doctor Strange. But then the torso and legs are reused from the 2017 Doctor Strange. So the head's actually reused from there too, if I'm not mistaken. The hair is really cool, the swept-back hair with the gray on the sides. And of course, you can flip that around and see he's got an angry fighting face on the other side. Definitely a very cool figure, and I really don't think we've gotten a bad Doctor Strange to date, so everybody could have their favorite for different reasons. And last but not least, we have the Iron Spider. Now, I know the wrong legs are on this. I actually lost the legs that come on him because I did a purist upgrade to make him look a little better. The legs you see here are from the Spider-Man Homecoming or Far From Home Spider-Man, and they do look much better. But anyways, he's got exclusive arm printing and torso printing. He reuses the head from Homecoming and Far From Home, and he's got these nice gold arms on the back. I'll go ahead and take the arms off, too, to show you what the back looks like, and this figure is a big reason why the prices jumped so much, especially because, of course, the Iron Spider armor is in No Way Home, and a lot of people want a full run of No Way Home minifigures. But the set's really cool in and of its own right, but this figure alone is definitely one of the big driving forces for why it's so expensive now. Now that brings us to the set itself. Like I said, it's 1,004 pieces, most of which are used on the build, which is quite nice. And you can see it's kind of like a little street corner here, or you could take this corner off. Gonna need to remove that, and you could make it one long building too, which I really liked. If you're really curious here on the channel, I actually did a thing where I bought 2 of these. took it completely apart and then built up one giant Sanctum using 2 copies of this set. I really had fun doing that video. I'd love it if you guys would go back and give that old video some love. But since I've got it removed here, let's take a look at this little street corner piece. You can see it goes into the wall here with those Technic pins that go into those holes down there. That's really cool. We've got a webbed up phone right here. We've got a little New York Bulletin little newspaper stand here, which is quite cool. And this was our first reference to Lego Daredevil. You can see there's a Daredevil silhouette on there, and that's pretty cool. The New York Bulletin was featured pretty heavily in all 3 seasons of Daredevil, and now, of course, we have a Lego Daredevil minifig, and Daredevil's in the MCU for sure, because he showed up in No Way Home, and he's on Disney Plus now. So, man, it's crazy to think how far we've come in just 4 years. Anyways, like I said, you can close this up, or you could make it one thick building too if you prefer it that way. Just depends what works in your Lego City lineup. For the purposes of this review, I think I'm going to review it straight on like this, but let's go ahead and turn it around so you can see the interior too, which looks absolutely phenomenal. We've got 3 floors for each one. There's so many little details, so let's go ahead floor by floor and work our way up. Okay, so on the side here, we've got our little pizza shop. I always really liked the food sticker on there. Everything's $1 here. Man, this place really shows the sign of the times, because with inflation, you could forget about that now. Anyways, it's a really nice little pizza shop. I wish that there was somewhere for people to sit and dine in, but I realize that's asking for a lot. I actually added that in my video I mentioned just earlier where I combined these two. Of course, we've got the little fire hydrant here, which is an Easter egg hidden in lots of Lego Marvel sets. On the side here, we've got a web design classes advertisement with one little number taken, a little Spider-Man graffiti, and a little Liz with a heart around it, of course referencing Spider-Man's former girlfriend. Up front here, we've got just the little Pepe's Pizza sticker here. We've got a little open sticker. Got the Bleecker Street, which is a nice little real-life Easter egg because that's where the Sanctum is located in actual New York City. Now, this piece here is actually removable because it can get, like, busted out for an action scene. That is part of a little lever that moves from the inside, so we'll flip that back around. Basically, you just push this through, and it knocks that window out. So it's quite cool, and definitely a nice little addition to make this set feel very lived in. Speaking of feeling lived in, we've got the little walk-in area for the Sanctum here. I really like the sword hanging on the wall, the little trinkets that you'll see all throughout the Sanctum. Got this green chair, which is nice, but if we flip it around to the front, you can see that we've got a 177A, which is the actual address for the Sanctum Sanctorum, and it's actually where some of the authors of the Doctor Strange comic book lived in the 60s. Now, if we're looking on the side here, you can see the ST-110. I don't know what that's a reference to. If you guys know, drop a comment and let me know. But you can see there's this little portal open here with a picture of the Ancient One. Keep that in mind because there's another portal hidden in the set up here where you see the ST-110. So that's kind of cool. There's like the portal here that leads to the portal outside. I always love that. Let's move up to the second floor now. On this side, we've got Peter Parker's apartment. If we zoom the camera in, you can see he's got some maps of New York City, some pictures of bad guys up on the wall. I really like the microscope here, his computer with some vials back there, I guess maybe with some web fluid or something. And underneath, we've actually got a little sketch there of the homemade Spider-Man suit. As of this video, we still don't have an official homemade Spider-Man suit minifig, and that's the closest we've gotten. We've got a box over here that says Pete's Stuff on a sticker, which is quite cool, and that's really nice. Let's move over. Actually, no, we got to look at the outside. I'm getting ahead of myself. We've got some nice windows here, one even with a web on it. And one thing I like, too, is that you can open this window so that, like, Spider-Man could get out the window like we see in the movies. I like that a lot. All the windows open for that matter, but we've, of course, got a little fire escape on the side here. Sometimes these kind of annoy me just because, like, you know, these don't line up perfectly or whatever. They're not, like, stuck in place, but it's still pretty cool. And one other thing I like, too, is all these exposed studs so that you could put Spider-Man like he's climbing up the wall. I always thought that was pretty neat as well. So then we open it up, and now we'll move over to Doctor Strange's side. Once again, we've got a little book here, just laying on the ground with a little Doctor Strange style sticker. Got some stuff hanging on the walls. One thing I really like, as mentioned from that Easter egg on the outside, is this Ancient One picture hanging on the wall. A little Wi-Fi router, which is a reference to that joke about the Wi-Fi code in the first Doctor Strange movie. Then we've got a little bookshelf here with a statue. And you see this piece here, you can twist this outward. So you push it this way and it knocks a wall panel out. I'm holding it with my hand here so it didn't get too far away. But the time stone is hidden behind that little bookshelf. I thought that was cool. You have this little wall piece here that's removable, and then that clicks into place just like that. Then we move over to the front. There's not a balcony a minifig can walk out on, but it does look quite cool, and I always loved the outside build of this. Now it's time to move to the third floor. All right, so on the third floor, we've got Peter Parker's bedroom. You can see that there's a really nice Captain America Stay in School sticker up there, which again is our closest reference to Captain America in his first Avenger kind of Star-Spangled Man with the Plan outfit. Something else really cool is he's got red gloves with a little white on the arms and blue. So if they ever made a figure like that, man, that would be awesome. We've got a little A+ thing there from Peter. Got his bed with a piece of pizza underneath it. Kind of gross. Got this little panel here, which can lift up. Actually, I think that lifts from the outside. I might have forgotten something. But anyways, that opens up so, you know, he could get to the next floor. And then there's this web on the side of the building. Let me zoom out. Little web on the side of the building that when you push this forward, it knocks that window panel out for a little play feature. Remember I showed you could see in there where that comes out. If you lift this, it opens that hatch. I forgot about that play feature. That's the thing about this set being 4 years old, is it's easy to forget about play features. So this window opens up just like the one down here we looked at. Moving over, I love this window for the Sanctum that's right here. The build of that is just so phenomenal. It's really aged very well. When we open up the building here, that brings us to the top floor. Now, admittedly, there's not a lot of space up here for minifigs. You could really fit just about one or two comfortably. But I do like that we've got the little candle burning up there. We've got some letters on the floor. We've got some stuff kind of littered about on the bookshelves and on the table. And it's just a really, really nice piece. Now, let's go ahead and adjust the camera here. Gonna lift it up so that we can see the rooftop, because there are a few play features left. So we can go ahead. Oops, this needs to get closed up. We can go ahead and close up the rooftop just like this. Now, there's a little air conditioner vent thing that Spider-Man can stand on just like this. And you could, of course, use this little peg here to push him off and have him go flying forward. And there's a cool web thing here, which when you twist the water tower, it actually pulls the web closer in. But what you're supposed to do is basically put Spider-Man on the web like this. And then just kind of like lightly sit him right here and then use a lot of full force and push him off. And then the web kind of keeps him there with all that. Then, let me get this refocused. Then, of course, you could twist this all the way up again and have Spider-Man kind of climb up the wall. It's not a perfect play feature, but it is quite cool. And that's going to round out all the play features and everything. So let's zoom out so I can give you my final thoughts on this set. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Did you have this set back in the day? Drop a comment and let me know if you did. And as always, let me know what sets you want to see reviewed next. And check out my channel, because I've reviewed almost every LEGO Marvel set up to this point. Just going back and hitting a few and redoing a few like this. But in any case, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will catch you guys on the next video.
Well, you made it to the end of the video. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and maybe check out one of my other videos listed here.